Hello, 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 everyone. Oops. Microphone. I need a microphone. I need a. Okay. Good to go. Okay. I think so. Hello. It's late. It's late night live tonight. Yep. My schedule did not work out as always, as much as I plan. Sometimes it just doesn't work out. So, hello. I am logging into the chat. I don't know why it doesn't do this automatically, but it does not do this automatically. So, how are y'all? I just realized this thing's in the way. It's Friday night in the studio. It's a little bit darker in here because I have one of my studio lights on the other side because I was doing lives over there this week. And I'm back to the creative desk. And on Fridays, I do creating something live. And we're doing something different tonight. And yes, it's 11:07, and I'm starting a creative process right now. I mean, it is creative, but not always. Hello. Oh, thank you, Kay. Sorry I didn't see your chat until now. Maybe you're still on here. I don't know if you are or not. Hopefully you are. I am doing a little bit of something different. Um, So one of the things that I love to do, and this may sound weird and maybe not so weird since you guys are getting to know me, um, I like to do a saving process called stuffing. Um, and that's just basically taking my extra money from my budget and putting it away. Now, by doing this, it can help people or even me pay off any bills that you want. And, no one really likes bills. Sorry if your name is Bill, but you know what I mean. Anyway, so I actually have a small product line that I've been working on for a little while, actually for a while. And my laminator smells funny. Um, Off subject. But anyway, I have been doing this process for, I don't know, like 3 years maybe? I don't know. Anyway, and I found this because I just needed to save some extra money. This really smells funny. Maybe it's gonna work, maybe it's not. We'll do a test. And saving for all different things, like if Um, that's one of my things I like to save for. Let me grab everything here. And I have this other book here called it's a 30 envelope savings challenge. And I actually have some money I haven't stuffed in this yet. But this is basically 30 days and you number it 1 through 30 and you put in day one or what envelope one you put $1. $2 in the two envelope, $3 and so forth. And you saved a little money. So um, that's a fun challenge that I like to do. But I really like making the budget envelopes. Um, I might have, I don't have my actual budget binder here. I use this one for displays when I set up. I make these little dashboards and the envelopes are like this. And then you can put stickers on them, and we do actually have different stickers for shopping or snacks. It's whatever, like this is a Disney binder to save money for your Disney vacay. And you basically have a pack that maybe you want to save for the hotel and such. So it's a way to save money. And any extra cash, let's say your budget for grocery shopping is $300 for the month, and you only spent 200. You now have from your budget $100 to save or put away, because you already budgeted the $300. So that's just a way of doing that. Some people just put the $300 back into their grocery budget. There's all different ways of doing savings, and this is my favorite way of doing it. So I'm just gonna make some cash envelopes tonight. I already have several of them cut here. All of these need to be put in laminating pouches or in laminating sheets. Um, I make them sometimes. Let's see if I can get a dollar bill here to show you what it looks like. Like this one is made with vellum. It's semi-transparent paper, but you can kind of see through it, right? And then you can add things to this, like stickers or whatever you want for naming it. And I do the envelopes and I leave this little piece on them because people have different kinds of binders. I use what they call an A6 or a citrine binder. For the most part, we do have at events. I bring these binders. I have them for sale too. So this has 6 rings. They have a specific hole puncher that punches these out, and then you can place this inside your envelope. So I am going to change the camera around. So I did plan to do that, but I had to move everything. Um, Also, I had a client here this evening, and that time took up some time. So, of course, I hadn't seen her for a while. And yeah, it was nice to see her and catch up. And we took way longer chatting and talking about art business and things like that before she left. So, anyway, I got my laminating pouches. I do use, oh gosh, it's kind of heavy. I use these. These are 3 mil pouches. They're by K Trio. Is that how you say it? I'm not sure. But anyway, this pack, you can get these on Amazon. I use that. I tend to use um, the 12 by 12 packs of paper that you can buy in the craft store. I actually use those to get my paper designs, and I cut them. I specifically have a design on the Cricut machine, so I can lay a 12 by 12 and get these cut out and scored perfectly. So these are some of the ones that I have. The polka dots I have. These little Minnie Mouse ones, super cute. I have a lot of Disney ones because I like to make Disney binders. And I'm not affiliated with Disney in any way. But look how cute for snacks. It's a popcorn um, cash holder. I have all different kinds of Disney related paper. Um, this one, this one's done a little bit different because this envelope here is cut exactly the size. So there's no way you can put this in a binder. I mean, I guess you could, but it won't fit the money the correct way. But this can go in a challenge box where you're just stuffing, um, maybe this is an overflow envelope. So I do those, and then I also make little bookmarks or binder mark bookmarks, whatever you want to call these. I make those as well. So this is this is one of the things that I make that's not necessarily art, but it is something I hand make. Um, let me see if I can show you guys um, the overhead camera. All right, let's see if I can bring it to the tabletop. Yay! And you can see there, you finally get to see there's the TV that I use to watch what you guys are saying over there. So, on the tabletop, let me see if I can bring the camera down. I had to move everything over here back to the tabletop. I have the laminator, it's nice and hot, and it says ready. So I have that ready to go. Now I also brought, just for fun, I brought out, oh, there's some more budget envelopes and binders. Here they are. So this one here is one that I have. This is actually my personal one. And it has little tabs and stuff. I bought these pages from somewhere. I don't even know where. But we will have some of these things, like the budget planners and such, they will be coming out at some point this year. And you can download those digitally, print them, and use them in your binders. And this is actually a happy planner design. I'm missing one of these little things because it broke. Like this one broke just now. Um, why is it breaking? I've had these for a long time. And this is an old binder of mine. And basically, like, I have these envelopes that give me my budget. Um, let's just say, let's go to, this is a very old one that I used. I made them, let's say, dining out. And back in the day, not even when we first got our pass holder passes for Disney, this is 2022. The budget for the pass holders passes for two people, that was I needed to save $2,562. Now, that's a lot of money, I know, but that's how much it cost at that time. It's actually more than that now, to get your pass holder passes, and I broke it down to how much I needed per month, and then placed my extra cash in here, which is a challenge for sure, but definitely worth the challenge, I think. So, at one point I had already saved by March, like 1630, and then I just needed the remainder, so that's what I saved and cashed out. And I actually took the cash out of my savings, um, the little bit of money that I would save up here and there, and the extra whatever surplus money that I had left from grocery shopping or different things, it went in this envelope to a point because it only will hold so much. And then I actually went um to Epcot that next renewal time with cash. They were like, "What is all that?" So that was actually kind of fun. And then I pulled out. Oh, sorry, it's not focusing. Focus, 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 focus. Okay. Oh, this wouldn't be a planning show without having a camera that's not going to focus today. Okay. Big plans. All right. So, anyhow, this envelope, this binder has been around the block a few times. Um, so this was done in 2022. And like car maintenance, these are stickers that I applied on there. Here's some more Disney envelopes. And just savings in general, because it's out of this world. I put a space thing. Anyway, so that's my personal books. These here are cash envelopes that are ready to go. They're already been laminated. As you can see, they're shiny. And how cute is this one? Alice in Wonderland, my daughter's favorite movie. It still is her favorite movie. And there's a little art piece from a kid. I also have in here pocket money savings. So sometimes I like to match them to the designs, and I'll have these, which actually are the size of my wallet. So if I needed to say, um, if I budgeted something extra special, like going to the movies or something like that, I have these envelopes like this that I can pull out and put it in my wallet, and then I would know that that's for the movies or something. So this is just a fun way of doing things, cash stuffing. These here have to be cut still. They're ready. They're all sealed up. And like I said, I have my Cricut machine a design in the Cricut that cuts the papers perfectly. These are also bookmarks and little markers. So, for instance, these are the long envelopes. Here's the pocket envelopes and the placeholder bookmarker that goes with them. They all match. So this is something that I love to do. I know it's a little weird. Not a lot of people do this, but there are a lot of people that do it. I also have, like, these are bookmarks. Once you reach some of your goals, let me see if I can show you. Like if you wanted to go, say, on a Disney cruise, and you put your goal here of how much it costs. There are 5 marks on this. It's laminated, so you can use like a dry erase marker on here and color in the circles. And so you put your goal, divide it by 50, and then each value is what each circle is. And you can do that, and you can make little notes on there. And so these actually go in the binders as well. Let's see if I have. So this can actually fit inside of here, but also stick out to so you know you have a goal chart to stay accountable for your goal. So it's a lot of fun. If you ever do this, it's just really cool to do. Let me see. I also have these what I call placeholders. So like I said, the money, it'll get so full in the actual little envelopes that you need to put that in the bank, in a savings account, or however you want to save, wherever you save. And let's say you got to $1,000, but $1,000 isn't all going to fit in that envelope. You can put this in there, take the $1,000, put it in your bank account and such. And then I have fake money that look like real money, but it is a placeholder. So just to let you know, it's not real money. It's there so I know when I have that much money still in each envelope. So this is my fun. When I'm not making art and doing budgeting, I guess this is budgeting. If you've been following along, budgeting has been my thing this week, as I've been working on QuickBooks. Excited to say that one of my 4 different missions I'm doing is complete. Yay. Um, so these here are laminating sheets, the laminating pouches. They are sealed at one end. You don't have to, like back in the day, in laminating, you used to have to have what they call a carrier piece of paper that you put the laminating sheets in and you put it through the machine. You don't do that anymore. We're just going to test to see if the laminator's nice and hot. but I forgot to bring my paper cutter over here. Let me see if I have a small one right here. Of course not. Why would it be here? It's on the other side of the studio where I actually normally make all this laminating stuff. I do it on the office side of the studio. Have a little paper trimmer here. And I'm just going to trim this down a little bit. Cut this end off. This comes out of a paper pack that looks like this. I got this paper pack on sale. Normal price on this paper is $13. I got it for $3.97. But it has so many cute little binders. Oh my goodness, if my sister saw this, maybe I should make her a little thing and send it to her. She has Frenchies. My other sister, not the sister that was here last week, which she'll be here tomorrow. So, and look, Planet Girl. You know, you know. So, these are just little cute, inspirational papers that I have. And it's just really fun to make a really cute dashboard binder. And you can take two of them and put them front and back. Live with a sparkle in your eye. How cute is that? I'm just going to make them the exact same size. I don't have my big paper cutter, so I'm not physically measuring this, but we're sort of measuring it. Just lining it up on here. I'm going to try to cut this to size. Now, when you do something like this double-sided, you can use double-sided tape and put them together. But I thought, how cool would it be if I left the top open so we can make this an extra pocket. Maybe it's an extra hidden pocket in a book. You can also use these in your planner and such, because this is actually, where'd it go? This one would be too big for this. Now the one that's in here, I just took it's the same paper, I just cut it to size. So I'm going to actually make this one as a test to make sure that my paper laminator is going to be okay. I'm going to make this one for my planner. Try to open up this plastic, open this up, and I'm going to lay this in here sideways. You always want to give yourself a little space at the top and the bottom. And wait, since it's going to be in my planner, I need to give it extra space that way. So I'm going to turn it over, because I'll need to hole punch it to go in my planner. I have made these before where they have stickers on them, and then I laminate them. I think I have a little dashboard like that I took a bunch of I just took standard paper and then took some stickers and placed them on there to make another little dashboard special. You know, the boss is in. Yeah, dream. And do what you love. This is important. Busy, busy. Busy being awesome. So I'm going to just place this through the laminator to see if it works properly. You have to do it, and then it will pick it up and catch it. You always have to make sure that the cable is away from the back. You guys can see almost to the whole side of my desk. Now, this laminator has been through it. When I say it's been through it, it has been through it. I normally put something else in here. Let me see if I can do this through. So I'm not wasting laminating paper. Can I make it happen? Can I put it in there in time? That went in there, so I didn't waste that part. And fill up your laminating sheets so you don't waste the laminating parts. But anyway, these are so much fun. If you, like I was saying, this has been through it. My intern, we were using these a couple of years ago, this very one a lot. And it got so hot, it actually, it ruined some of the prints that we were doing. And then it got jammed with the plastic inside of the machine. And let me tell you, my intern, this is Isette. You may have seen her before on here or heard me talk about her. She actually took this machine apart. I was so excited and proud of her because I like to take things apart and see how they work. She was so curious and she opened it up first, pulled out what was now an accordion piece of plastic stuck inside of it, and she figured it all out, put it back together, and I'm still using it 2 years later. So, yeah, it's pretty cool, huh? I thought it was pretty awesome that she figured out how to do that. So, yay for her being smarty. So, there it is, all laminated. And so I could have put a lot more stuff inside of this, but I didn't have that in my mind at the moment I made it. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to walk around, go get the big paper cutter, because to cut this I need a bigger paper cutter. Hold on. BRB. I just so happen to have this paper cutter literally right available because I had it at school yesterday. Just needed to cut paper. So when I cut these, I leave about an inch or so to use the hole puncher. And I'm gonna go ahead and just line it up. I mean, you can measure, this is approximately 5 5 3/4 inch. I'm gonna take it to a little bit over 6, around 6.5 is what I'm gonna line it up at. So cut that one off. It's that quick. Cut it off, and then this is going to be hole punched on the side to go in my planner. I'm going to trim up the edges so it's nice and even, so you can see, or maybe not. This is a little under 1/4 inch on the edge, so I'm just going to make that nice and even across the bottom. And well, let me examine that. You know what? I'm going to run it through the machine one more time, but I'm going to run it sideways this way so I can get it to go in there. just to give it a different press. While that's pressing, I'm going to grab the hole puncher. Hold on. All of this kind of stuff's on the other side of the studio. So this is the hole puncher for the Happy Planner. This is the large version. I also have the standard size too, but I can do standard size with this. But I had bought the standard size before I bought the large format. So this will actually cut the holes for the planner. And this is just a way to customize your planners. This hole punch here, this is a 6-ring hole punch for like an A6. And same process, but it's the standard holes. These hole punchers come with these little sleeves. Keep them. Don't throw that away because it is very handy because it will keep it close and it fits better in my drawer where to keep that. So now that I have that laminated on both ends, I'm going to cut off this extra bottom piece like that. And the top, like I said, I was going to make this into a pocket. So to do that, we need to reopen this piece. So we're going to cut it right to the edge. And I'm going to turn it over to this side. And I'm just going to line it up, and I might be cutting off just a touch of the paper too, but that's kind of the point. So literally cut off just like a 16th. And now we have a nice little pocket for the planner. I'm going to hole punch it and make sure that it's centered on the holes so it will be in the book the correct way. So that's pretty much centered in between all that. Give it a little snap and it's cut. Look at that. And I have my planner here. Well, you know what? Let's just put it in a smaller planner. Like this is a standard size. Move this and this and this out of the way. Ow! Okay. I dropped the paper trimmer leaned against my leg. We'll put it back there. All right, so now I made this. Took the pot, made it a pocket holder. I have my book, and it will just go right in my planner or my book, and you can take it out, in and out. If you want to put it, say, these notebook planners, just really great because I organize several different things all in one shot. You can put it in the front. Maybe you have some little notes that you took like at a meeting or something, and you'll be able to just slip them in there. And yeah, so this is just an idea. Slips right in. It's how to make a little pocket for your planner. Now this is, like I said, this is cut for the Happy Planner. And you can cut that also. There's other hole punch devices that will actually cut different shapes to go in different kinds of planners. So with that being that one's done. I think that's so pretty. And then you can just take it out and put it back in. If you want to move it to a different planner, you can. But that turned out pretty good. I'm okay with that. And I'm going to keep that one in my book. Sorry, that one's not for sale. see here, to be happy, just do your best. Every day. Just do your best. And that should be just fine. So, laminating plastics come in 3 mil and 5 mil. In a normal case, the 5 mil obviously is stronger than a 3 mil. I'm going to run this bookmark through here again and just make that. And while things are running through, I'll grab another lamination. I usually have them all lined up, all the laminating sheets, and I stuff them all and have them ready to go, and then just run them through the laminator. Can I set them on my side table? I think so. Let's see. Since I did the rainbow one, I'll get the rest of the rainbow pattern. And show you guys how to line these up so you get the hole punch on one side and the opening on the other. So these obviously are, it's one sheet. Measurement wise, I cannot tell you what that is unless I grab a ruler that's not there. I do have the tape measure attached to the table. I just took it off the front edge, but it's still here. So let's just see. So this is basically lengthwise it is 6.75, and then the width of this is going to be 5.75. And the way I came up with that measurement is I basically took $1 and measured the dollar. I mean, if you are in Europe, you would measure your euros to find out what size. So I doubled it plus 1/4 inch. So when it sits in there, you can see it has plenty of space, and that way you can stuff more money in there. So if you are just tuning in, thank you for tuning in. If you're catching this on the replay, thank you for sticking around and catching it on the replay. I appreciate that very much. So what I do with that open end, I put it all the way to the end because I'm going to cut that off. And I put it right in the middle. Now these, I did not run it with a bone folder, so it's a little bulky. And you can do multiples of these at a time. Don't forget to leave, and I always load them the same direction so I don't forget which direction the opening is. So I'm just gonna press that there, and I can take. So I left enough extra here for 1 inch and a little bit. And then I will have room in this laminating sheet to do 2 small pockets. Oh no, my Duolingo says I need to do Duolingo. So I want to put these in. I'm going to put them in right at the end. And I can do 2 of these, making sure I leave that space for the hole punch area. And this is where this little paper trimmer also comes in handy because I use it as a stand. Place it in front of my laminator. I have another thing that I use too when I place things in here. And then I'm just going to place it in. Wait till it grabs it. There it goes. And just let this paper trimmer help guide it through. And hopefully it doesn't shift too much. Sometimes it shifts and it just messes the whole thing up. So it's going through. And adjust a little bit. And so I can get 2 regular envelopes and 2 pocket envelopes in one laminating sheet. Now, if I'm really crafty, I might be able to get 1 bookmark in there at the same time, but it's better to have a little extra as it's laminating than to not have enough. So, and I'll run this through the machine 2 times, like this. I usually cut them and then run them the opposite direction, lengthwise, or yeah, lengthwise, widthwise, whatever way you want to call it. So I'll do it one way, and then I'm going to put it in the opposite direction, like this, and let it go through again. And this is how I make my little cash envelope. So maybe you guys are interested in doing that. If not, then I hope you're watching this video going, wow, what is that for? It's for saving money. This is the way I save my little extra spending money, my budget, you know. If I'm under budget, that's great, right? And then I can save that money for future goals and different things. So, whether you're saving, whether you're saving the big pie in the sky to buy a house, whether you're saving to buy a car, or whether you're saving just for a year's worth of date nights, this is the way to do that. So any extra money, ears itching, somebody must be listening. But yeah, this is how I do it. So I have those. I always check to see if the edges sealed enough. So you'll see that sometimes, I don't know if you can see it, there's some air bubbles that get in there. When we cut these and run them the other way, it usually will prevent it from doing that. Let me just go ahead and cut them. Remove this. And put that off. The pocket ones, I'm going to line it up to go ahead and just cut just on the outside of where the paper is. Let me line this camera up so you guys can see. So I'm going just past here, but I will cut that extra because that's the opening. Just gonna go make sure that I have enough space. Maybe a little bit more. Chop it off. While I'm cutting the rest of them, I'm gonna run this the opposite direction through the machine. And then I'll cut these down as well. The openings are all facing this side. So I'm going to cut it a little bit past there. Still enough space to use for the, I'll actually trim more of that off. So these are ready to go through on the opposite direction. And sometimes those little holes seal up. That if there's little air pockets in them. I don't know if you can see them. You can kind of see them. There's little air pockets in here. This is gonna just help prevent this from opening up. You don't want, for them to open up. I mean, the only way they should be opening up is that they're worn out from all the money you saved. Just a second. So since that went through, I'm going to cut these down smaller. And make sure I do not cut it where it's opening. The opening would be if it were to get an opening. Cutting them off. So now they're cut pretty much square. I'm going to cut a little bit off this side. And then now to open it up, I'm going to cut where this is where the fold side is. And you can also tell if you look on the edge, you can see where the ink of the paper goes all the way around. And then here you see a white line. That's where the opening is. Let's put it in a little bit shorter. And these are measuring around 3 inches. And there's a little pocket. So it's basically, I'm going to turn these around and do them one more time. For your wallet, just a little, put your money in there. Perfect. This one here, everything looks pretty good. Cut it a little short here, but that's okay. This is the side where the opening's going to be. See the white line versus the colored line. Hopefully that's picking up. You're going to put it in, put it at 3 inches, and chop it. There it is. And to give you an idea, if you take $1, you put $1 inside, it fits it perfect. Yeah. This is just something that I do. It's actually quite relaxing for me to make these. I just love making them. Do I sell a lot of these? No, not necessarily. But I just like making them. They're so much fun. Alright, once again, if you see the white line, that's the cut edge. So I'm going to cut that all the way off. I'm going to do that first, and then I'm going to put it on to cut this where it's going to be a little over like an inch. I'll place it in there. I want to make sure it's as straight as possible. You can use these lines and dots on your paper trimmer to line things up. So sometimes you have to do it that way. Chop it. And look, there it is. It's open. And I'm going to just take and measure my piece, which should be just under 3 inches from edge to edge. And I'm going to make this just at, let me make sure, 3, and I'm going to do it at 3.75. Cut off that edge. It's ready to go. Take the hole punch. Line this up. This one's going to go into a happy planner. So let's line it up. And hole punch it. And it's ready to go into my broken happy planner budget binder. So I can take this and just place it in there. And it will fit perfectly inside. If I need to take it out, I can just take it out. I'm going to need to get some more of these little discs. You can buy replacement discs. I need to buy those too. To redo these because I lost two. 2 of them broke. So that's the way I do that one. And then I'll show you what it looks like when I do an A6, I'm going to cut the edges off. So I have the edges done first. I'm going to cut the opening. And I do this with the same pattern every single time. It's just almost at 3 inches. Chop edge. And then I'm going to do almost at 4 inches. This is actually pretty spot on. I'm going to do, still going to cut a little bit off. I'll do it at 3.75 again. So there's that. And this hole punch here will fit exactly this size. I always look on the back to make sure it's lined up evenly. And you can see that with the line, the little plungers of the punchers. I don't know what that's called. But then give it a little pop, and you can see the holes are punched. And what it looks like in the binder. Just open it up, place it in, and there you go. Cool, huh? Or maybe not. Maybe you're like, no, that's not cool at all. But sometimes I like to take these and I will put them inside of the same envelope. And then the money, just to give you a visual, the dollar fits perfectly in here. And oh, look, I saved $1. Let me go to the store and buy something for $1. Whatever that might be. And then I can just take it and go to the store. And leave it in my book. Fun, right? So this is just another thing that I make, and I just wanted to share it with you guys. I'm not always just making art. I sometimes do some things different. So let me go back to here. Oh, look. So yeah, this is what my extra fun looks like here. So, there it is. Extra one. Yeah. So, and the bookmark is done the same way. So you just do the bookmark and put it in. Do whatever hole punch you like to do. So that is how I do savings. Now I am going to share something I'm working on. It's not a secret project. It's a project I haven't talked about much on here. I am in the process of making a tiny door coloring book. And this is a prototype of the page. So if you can see, this is actually a photograph of a tiny door made by someone in our community at one of our events. They gave me permission to use their design for the coloring book. This is the process that I'm going through in my spare time right now. It's also a little bit of a relaxing time to just step away from my daily things that's going on and work on this project that I'm working on behind the scenes. But this was a tiny door design. It was actually a tiny door. I photographed it at the event. This tiny door won second place in January, and photographed it. I use another program to turn it into a coloring book, but there's a little bit of tweaking I'd like to do. So once I have it turned and transformed to coloring book style, Then I will go over it again with my digital Wacom program that I have. I have a Wacom drawing pad, and I will have this is already digital. I just printed it out to see what it looked like. And I will do more of the line work and hard line work on it in the other program. Turn it off. Um, and it will become a coloring book page. So I'm really excited. This is the first prototype. I tried different designs today with this program I found to turn them all coloring book style. Originally, I was going to actually draw over each design, but I was like, I know there's something out there that will make it better. So I found that and I worked on that early this morning. So, with that being said, from my earliest project this morning to my latest project tonight, I'm calling it done for the night. And I'm gone into the next day. Hey, guess what? It's Saturday. It's a little after 12. And guess what? I missed my Duolingo. I have a streak freeze, so I'm good. But yeah, this has been it tonight. And I will be back on here some point later today because today is actually now tomorrow. We're in the future. Or, well, no. I guess you're watching this in the future for me. So, hi. Welcome back to the past. I need to go to bed. I'm so tired. All right, guys. I appreciate it. If you are new here, don't forget to consider subscribing, ringing the bell for notifications when we go live. You can also check out our live schedule on our events calendar. The link to our website's in the bio. And yeah, so good morning, good afternoon, or maybe good night. Whenever you're watching this, I appreciate it. And we will see you next time. That's tomorrow or later today. Okay. Bye bye. Bye bye. Thanks for tuning in. Bye bye. Good night.